Christine Williams and Matt Berry back with you on SportsCenter. I am live in Harrisonburg, Virginia to call the big one between Coastal Carolina and JMU tomorrow night. Sunbelt, Funbelt kicking off a big Week 7 in college football. So many marquee games coming into this week after we saw so many upsets in Week 6. I'm going to be talking with Bob Chesney, JMU coach, coming up in just a bit. And who better to talk to about coaches on a big week in college football than the great Paul Finebaum, who joins me now. And Paul, that's going to be the theme of this segment, the coaches going into this marquee Week 7. So I'm going to start with this one. Which coach must win their big game on Saturday?
I believe it's Lane Kiffin because he's already dropped one in the SEC against Kentucky a couple weeks ago at home. He made up for it a little bit on the road against South Carolina, but he's going to Tiger Stadium, Matt, and he cannot afford another loss. And the reason why is he has Georgia later in the season. So this is about as must a win as he is going to have all year. Ole Miss beat LSU last year in Oxford. LSU struggled a little bit early on, but this is a critical game for Jackson Dart, his Heisman chances, and for Ole Miss to try to stay alive in the playoffs.
Yeah, a lot of football left to play, but you could argue this is the first playoff elimination game of the season. Okay, which coach has the biggest test this weekend?
That is Dan Lanning at Oregon, and he's playing Ohio State. I realize the game is at home. That helps Oregon a little bit. But Ohio State, we don't know very much about. And Oregon, from what we've seen so far, is a little bit spotty. We expected them to be great. I mean, they dropped in the polls. Now they're back up to number 3. But there are major questions, and Dan Lanning will not sleep easily.
Yeah, 2 of the top 5 most talented rosters in college football is he's got a big test with the Buckeyes coming to town. Okay, Paul. A couple of coaches don't sleep anyway, but in your mind, out of this big weekend, which coach will sleep most peacefully on Friday night headed into their game?
Now, Matt, he may not sleep because of the noise in Dallas for the OU-Texas game, but I think Steve Sarkisian, assuming he can get out of town and get some good sleep, I think that will be him. And the reason why is Quinn Ewers is back, and that's a big deal. By the way, Arch Manning isn't bad. He did quite well in relief. In fact, he was spectacular. The other side of the ball on OU, they have a really good defense. They don't have much of an offense. So I think Texas is going to be in good shape, and I think Sarks gets more sleep than everybody else.
Which, by the way, State Fair, Dallas, America, SEC Nation, starring Paul Finebaum will be there on Saturday morning. Okay, on the opposite end of that spectrum, which coach will not sleep a second Saturday night after their game into Sunday, into Monday, into Tuesday?
Even though he doesn't have to travel, that will be Lincoln Riley at Southern Cal. He's already dropped a couple of games this year. A nasty one last week, and one a couple of weeks ago at Michigan. And a third loss would essentially, if not emphatically, eliminate this program from the CFP. That would be considered a major disappointment. Still a few question marks about Penn State. Why are they so high? Lincoln Riley has a quarterback in Moss, but does he have the defense to slow Penn State down? I don't think so.
I cannot wait to watch the football this week, and I thought we grew a little bit with Paul Finebaum not taking shots at Lincoln Riley, but here we are, Week 7, same as it ever was. Paul Finebaum with us on SportsCenter. Christine?